Hey, what's up guys, it's Scares here.
Hey survivors, welcome to Tribros Gaming. So, today I'm going to show you guys how to build what, in my opinion, is the best beginner base in all of Unturned. When I first started playing Unturned, probably like I actually started playing right at the beginning of 3.0. But when I started playing Unturned, I used to think, man, I got to build the biggest base, the strongest base, and nobody will raid me. Well, since then, like the beginning, there's now like explosives and there's all kinds of different things that people can break through. So sometimes a bigger base is not actually better. Now, if you're alone, you definitely don't need a big base. It's not like you're going to fit a hockey rink inside. You don't need that. See, and that's kind of funny because most people think that you got to have a big base. And I was guilty of that too. I think I need to have this big base with a lot of empty rooms that quite honestly you're not even going to use most of the time. So my mindset of base building has switched from this huge, massive, unpenetrable, if that's even a word, oh my gosh, from this huge, massive structure that can't be broken into, like this military grade, this thing that nobody can get into. My mindset has changed from building that into something quite the opposite. Alright guys, so let's go ahead and get into the tutorial portion of this video. Now see, the most important thing about this is actually location. This base, like I said, isn't prepared enough for an all-out military assault. You know what I'm saying? So if you get found, most likely this base is going to be destroyed. So the idea is to stay camouflaged, to stay incognito. So it all starts about your location. Now I'm going to take a look at my map here. So basically the point of this whole thing, right, is to stay out of the line of sight, right? Out of sight, out of mind. So what I like to do is open up my map and look at each of the bases. So let's just say I want to build to the right side of Crovy Estate. Well, clearly, Sheriavo... I'm not Russian, man. So that's what I was saying. I basically look at the different locations on the map. So let's say I want to build to the right side of Crovy Estate. The dangerous part of building near Crovy Estate would be people walking up from the Sheriavo International Airport, right? That's going to be the dangerous part because if I build along the side, they're going to see that. Also the road. You don't want to build alongside the road. Roads are just like immediate red flag not to build next to. I hope you guys know that. That's like Unturned 101 and Survival Games 101, right? Also, real quick tip, don't build in the corners of the map. I think that's a given now because when people want to build their big bases with teams, that's where they take them. Corners of the map. So I wouldn't recommend that quite so much. Alright guys, so I found a location where I want to build this base. I have a few other examples of where to build it because, again, this is no set design. Like this can change all the time based on your environment that you're in. And I'm going to show you a few of those once I just finish building this real quick. You don't want to waste time with walls because walls literally just give you away. I mean, it's just not even funny. It just does not look the same. And I build decently as close to the tree as I can if I'm building close to trees, which in this case is good because I'm going to have another tree for cover. So let's go ahead and go, grab these. The best part is that you can salvage everything that you build with. So, I mean, legitimately, you only need like 4 pillars for this base, 1 floor, and then 2 pine holes, and 2 ladders. And basically, you got it. Which actually, I'm using maple, not pine, so I don't know why I said pine holes. I always build up 2 layers because it's a lot less noticeable, and you'll see. Let me get down real quick. You'll see. I mean, it's just really low, and it's like, I don't think that looks right. So it's pretty. I mean, it shows off quite a bit. All right, and boom, boom, boom. Let's pick up all this stuff. And you see how like just quick this base is to build. I mean, and that's the thing about it. It doesn't take that long, and it's pretty effective, honestly. And there's some people that I know will attest to that. So as you guys can see, it's pretty decently camouflaged. You can get it closer to the tree than I did, and you might even switch around your ladders a little bit if you could. But when you're not there, it's just a given to take your ladders down anyway. Now, a few tips with the way I built this and how you should build it. When you build this, you really want that hole to be closer to the tree and put the ladders on the other side when you build up. But when you leave this base in general, you want to take your ladders down. That way people can't see the base and the awesomeness that's going up here. But yeah, this is a pretty simple base, really quick. And the idea is you can literally just place storage units up here as close to the tree and into the leaves as much as possible, and people will hardly be able to even notice it. And it's in the open, so you're taking a risk, really. So in my opinion, and others, this is the best base method that you could do as a beginner, just to hide it. And essentially that's all we're doing, is just hiding the base. You can hardly even tell like that's there. Like if I'm roaming by, I'm not gonna just immediately see that, you know what I'm saying? It's not very obvious. It fits in with the brush pretty well, so you can't see it that well. Because it's so simple, people aren't going to notice it as well as a big base, and so your base has a longer standing of living. Is this obviously the perfect solution? No, because it's not going to last forever. Somebody eventually is going to stumble across this bad boy, and then you might lose all your blueberries or whatever it is you're storing, potatoes, chocolate, you know, whatever's your deal. Alright, so let's take a look at a couple of those other examples that I've built in the game. We'll just kind of show those off, as you guys can tell. It's just such a simple idea, and I'm afraid that with this video that I've almost even complicated it, which I really hope that I didn't, because that's not the goal, obviously. I also, personally, I like to build closer to bigger locations, that way I can go loot and come back to it, and that's what I would recommend to do. And I think with all that being said, that's everything that I needed to cover. So thank you guys so much for watching. I appreciate it. And we finally hit 6K. Woohoo! I never thought, you know, when I started this channel that I'd ever hit 6K. I remember my goal was 100 subscribers, and I don't know. It just kind of went from there. So again, thank you guys so much for subscribing and watching the videos. And with that being said, I think it's time for me to go get a coffee. With some cream and sugar in it, and you guys keep doing good. All right, that's not how I end a video. What am I doing? Keep on surviving, survivors.